Hello and welcome. Coming to you pre-recorded from wherever I feel like. I'm here to talk to you about cultivating sustainable creativity through work-life balance. I want to know how we can be more creative more often. My name is Hannah, and I'm a creative entrepreneur who helps creative entrepreneurs with sales strategies. To me, cultivating creativity looks like sustainable schedules, practice, consistency, and all of that good stuff. It also looks like learning in the face of what holds us back. I believe everyone struggles with their inner saboteurs at one point in time or another, and I believe we carry these saboteurs without knowing how or why they are holding us back, sometimes completely unaware that they even are holding us back. I'm dealing with procrastinating, perfectionism, and overthinking, and a whole lot more. In the past, this has led me to push myself past my boundaries and personal limits at work in order to feel like a valuable member of my team. This is something I believe we can change when we make space to grow through our downfalls by finding the gift within us. Our setbacks become our superpowers to bridge the gap for people who fill the spaces where we lack. We can achieve a professional standard that is inclusive for everybody. We are in an era of transition towards inclusivity, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. However, it hasn't been that way for all of us. We are in an era of transition towards inclusivity, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. However, it hasn't been that way for all of us, and we still hold on to tendencies and biases that tend to hold us back. This is something we can change, especially when one entrepreneur looks inward towards themselves and perpetuates those same values towards their community and anybody or any employees they pay forward to in the future. As an entrepreneur, it's my mission to move the meter towards inclusivity by getting in touch with my values and sharing them with you. I get in touch with my values by practicing my hand at creative outlets to develop a sustainable and consistent approach that supports my needs as a creative entrepreneur. And a side note for anybody catching this on YouTube, I have two versions of the show. There's the YouTube version and then there's the podcast version. I have my scripts because this was originally a podcast. I just figured why not record it and like the video version and then upload to YouTube as well. You will probably never see my eyes, and I'm just playing the game here to drive traffic towards my podcast. So I will never be memorizing a script. I will probably always be like this. If that bothers you, find another channel. But if you're looking for something you can chime into and listen to, and maybe you don't have to pay too much attention while you're maybe writing documents in another tab or something like that, this is the show for you. Please keep listening for today's topic and a short pitch at the end where I will tell you about my business on social media, Cofellow. If you would like to share something with me, Anchor allows you to upload a voice note, and I would love to include that in my next episode. Thank you for being with me, and I hope you enjoy today's topic. Hello, and welcome to Procrasturbation Station. Today I want to tell you about what's been evolving and cooking and brewing in Cofellow, my business. I have a lot of changes for you in the business side of things and also some developments going on this podcast side of things. So I thought I would kind of do both and tell you a bit about it. As always, I have my script. I do not want to memorize scripts. So here I am reading. You won't probably see my eyes for this entire thing, but I'll catch you at the end. Thank you for being here. So today I'll be telling you what I do, what this platform is used for, and what I do in my business and how this all came to be. I started Procrasturbation Station when I was feeling disconnected from my business, Cofellow. I was creating content and hating it because I felt like I was doing it out of obligation. Obligation to stay in my lane, with most of my work history being content creation. Then I realized in order to change my trajectory, the change had to come from me. When I first started my business, I was still figuring out what I wanted to do, and I told my business coach that I wanted to be a marketing strategist, which falls in the line of consulting. When my coach told me I couldn't be a consultant without 5 to 10 years of experience doing something that I didn't want to do, it took me nearly 2 years to realize I have enough professional and lived experiences to create an offer that helps people. My next hurdle was to prove my concepts. I became a student of my craft. I've spent the last 4 years collecting my knowledge and filling the gaps in what I needed to learn and combined it in a self-study program. When I started my business, I was floating with a laissez-faire approach to my strategy, and I believed every ad I'd see was a direct sign from the universe telling me my next step. That every comment from my coaches was gospel I had to follow. Then I realized the next right step to take had to come from me. I had to learn how to trust my gut. I've created my course titled Marketing Mastery, a self-study program to equip creative entrepreneurs with the skills and know-how to build a strategy, stand strong in it, and to make changes that are aligned with the greater good for themselves and for their customer. I've created my program to help entrepreneurs work hard at the right things and avoid hustling in circles unable to see evidence of their work. I want to put an end to the term starving artist with my program. Cofellow has evolved a lot over the years, from scrambling to find content creation clients, to bartering consulting services with coaches and alternative healing practitioners, to diving deep and isolating myself from the world to develop my course. Creating my course took around 6 months to complete, and that's including my first run where I have an episode that was 2 minutes long, followed by an episode 30 minutes. Yes, I did this course twice because the first time wasn't good enough. It took me until the editing process to realize I had gaps to fill in my knowledge, and I needed to spend more time on the development process to make sure what I was creating was going to be good. I'm so proud of what I made, and I'm so excited to share this knowledge. Within my course, I talk about competition, niching, branding, content creation, story selling, scheduling, setting yourself up for the future, data capture, positioning, leveraging audiences, and automating your systems. It's quite cohesive. And I have a bonus episode coming out very soon about long form and short form content. In my eyes, this is everything a person needs to know to be successful in marketing for beginner and intermediate entrepreneurs. I have a tiered structure to the price of my offer to be accessible to creatives. There's an audiobook version for audio learners priced in the mid-range, a video presentation priced more expensive for visual learners, and activity sheets that are inexpensive that act as a sample to those who are still considering if they want to work with me, and a complement to those who complete the course and want a pen and paper tool to help them integrate each concept further. I also have one-on-one consulting services at a premium price so that I can afford to give my clients full attention, and my program is priced to help creative entrepreneurs at any phase of their business. I want creatives to use their powers of creation to tap into the alchemy of their innovation, to take two existing concepts and mash them together to create something completely new, to be the first of humanity to create sustainable infrastructures, and to put an end to hustle culture. I've got some pretty big goals, I know. And as for this platform, Procrasturbation Station, as I mentioned, I started Procrasturbation Station from a place of feeling disconnected from my business. This is no longer the case. I created this podcast to show the connection between the way we treat ourselves as entrepreneurs and success in business, as in how our tendencies to self-sabotage and hustle through discomfort with unsustainable creative endeavors. In a black and white world, my podcast about finding superpowers in self-sabotage and sustainable creativity have nothing to do with business development and consulting, but in my eyes, they couldn't be more intertwined. My goal with the show is to advocate for work-life balance, and by doing so, to eliminate my own hustle culture tendencies. I develop strategies to operate through my peaks and valleys so that I'm not hustling myself into the ground when I'm at my peak, ignoring warning signs and suffering consequences when I'm in my valleys. I aim to do something for myself every single day and to offer myself wind down time when I'm working hard. I also give myself space to do absolutely freaking nothing. And I try not to feel guilty for it because I've learned that doing nothing allows space for creative ideas to flow. My current goal with the show is to bridge the gap between my business concepts and my podcast. I created my podcast to help creative entrepreneurs with their marketing. I created my course to help creative entrepreneurs with their marketing. On the surface, when you dive deep into my program, you're also learning about scheduling your creative practices sustainably, niching your offer without restricting yourself to one individual, knowing your competition, not to compete, but to collaborate with original ideas, creating a sales funnel by using your personal experiences and your story to attract audiences, to understand your internal and external factors to success, and using your intuition to navigate opportunities by maximizing what you can control and pivoting to adapt what you can't control. I cover many concepts that are commonly practiced and preached by marketers, and to appeal to creative demographics, I've taken my own unique and creative spin on each concept. I created my marketing mastery program so that I can help more people without repeating myself and to free up my time to dive deeper into creating my podcast. A common self-sabotage mechanism I've noticed among entrepreneurs is shiny object syndrome. This means creative entrepreneurs who lack strong business foundations tend to hold fast to new marketers selling them new ideas to solve your everlasting problems. What makes my program different from any old marketer selling band-aid solutions is I've created it in a way to set you up for the long term. I want you to complete my program and to never need another program to know what you need to do to operate a successful business. I want to put an end to the term starving artist, and that requires developing one foot after another approach to achieve your goals and to not rely on external factors that are beyond your control to be successful, so that you can predict your outcomes, repeat your results, and not rely on vanity metrics like follows, comments, and shares to feel successful. At its core, Procrasturbation Station is meant for creative entrepreneurs like me. As a creative person who took on the challenge of entrepreneurship, I didn't realize at the time the depths of my soul that I would be required to journey to with self-development in order to take control of my own self-sabotage tendencies and to show up as an ambassador to my brand in the best way that I can. Although this show is addressed to creatives in entrepreneurship, I invite anyone with a creative spark to follow along and develop strong and sustainable creative practices. Who knows? If you're an artist of any kind and you follow my show, perhaps you'll get to a place where you're ready to take on your own creative journey with entrepreneurship. When that happens, I'm ready to serve you with my marketing mastery program, and I look forward to seeing you succeed. I hope this episode clears up some questions you might have about what's what I do, and if this show or my course is a good investment for your time. If you still have questions or feedback, please reach out to any of my social channels so that I can clear things up. And I have more episodes more frequently coming your way, and I do hope you stay tuned. And I will leave you with a question, because I'm wondering, do you prefer a style of episode where I'm talking to you, or do you prefer the type of a interview collaboration? Let me know what you think, and I will probably continue to do both, but I would love to know what you prefer. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Thanks for being with me, and catch you next time. Wait. Thank you so much for listening, and I do hope you subscribe. I have various platforms to support both Procrasturbation Station and my business Cofellow. Please check the description to keep in touch wherever you spend your time. As promised, here's a short pitch about my business Cofellow. It's my mission to help creative entrepreneurs break free from feast and famine, to put an end to the term starving artist, and to help you free yourself from operating out of obligation. That's a pretty big promise, I know. I've created a course to help creative entrepreneurs practice sustainable creativity and to create a sales strategy that feels authentic. I work with creatives at the beginner and intermediate level of business to dive deep into your business foundations to create a marketing strategy that appeals to your audience by making them I work with creatives at the beginner and intermediate levels of business to dive deep into your business foundations to create a marketing strategy that appeals to your audience by making them aware of the problem you solve, how your product fits into their lifestyle, and how you intend to transform their problem with your solution. Throughout the course, we discuss things like collaboration over competition, content marketing, scheduling, selling with your values, setting yourself up for the future, testing, collecting data, positioning yourself, and leveraging your audience into customers, and a lot more. It's my mission to play just as hard as I work. I hope to pay that forward to you by leading by example, connecting with people's stories, and sharing my stories. If you're a creative entrepreneur, this is my love letter to you. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe to my email list for release dates. Check out my socials and maybe follow along so that I can keep doing this, and I will catch you next time.